So this is a return. Vladimir's back. The board had, who was here?
I was here.
Travis. Okay.
I might be the only one.
Yeah, the board suggested to separate the roof massings rather than trying to tie them together and to take another look at the front dormer.
He did exactly what we said.
Oh, you looked at it? Okay, good.
I missed the last one. This is the new one or the old one?
This is the revised.
Here's the old one?
Yes. Hi, Vladimir.
Hello.
He suggested to bring that section of roof down. Where he did there. Because it was making a little odd transition in the back of the house.
Being a vertical elevation?
And then this dormer.
Well, this,
To be
this is, this?
This is the existing, this is the new.
Do you want me to pull up the photos?
Did he not draw the whole thing last time, or remember?
These are the original plans. And I don't think so.
See, he has
Looks like he drew everything. I don't know.
here is,
On the new one, it looks like.
yeah, the old one is. Alright, I'm gonna have to read them,
Yes, we didn't think him on that.
when you change these windows, it's better. And take the dormer out, is that how you
Yes. Yeah, the architect did exactly what we said. It looks great.
Okay.
I say yes.
I
I guess it's good you're the only one that's here.
Okay.
All right, you're approved, Vladimir.
Okay, great. I'm on the next one.
You're on the next one, okay. The next one is a new application. The neighbor's houses. He sent us a roof plan separately. Is that? Yeah, Stanley's back here. He sent that as an addition to roof plan.
Sally's in common.
Yeah.
We have not seen this yet?
No.
This is in our-
This is it.
This is the pool.
You wanna share your screen?
Yes. Should I present the project?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the project is a small addition to the side of an existing house. This is, show you what the neighboring property, so Google Earth, this is the house here. We're filling in this corner here. This is the view of what the neighboring houses look like. One house here, just do a 360. This is the house closest, or is the neighboring property directly adjacent to the subject property. This is just another house down the road.
Which is the house itself? Which one is the house?
You can't see the house from the street, but I will show you the house on. So this is the house. This corner here is where the addition is going. This is a better view. It basically fills in the corner here. It's an extension right off of this corner and this corner. So literally, these two walls meet and fill in the side of the house. This is the front of the house. Just some more views.
This is the front of the house?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what the front is. This is where the front door is. It's really not oriented toward the street in a way where, you know, you could say that it's a proper front, but that is what we're calling the front, and that correlates to the drawings. So, you know, when you see the elevation label front, that's what we're looking at.
Where's the front door?
The front door is, well, it's right here.
Okay.
Here's a front door, here's a drive, right here. Here I have this. Yeah, I mean, here's some, this is the opposite side of the house.
Looks more finished on the other side.
So go to the site plan really quick. The addition fills in, so you could see how, you know, Turner Road is here, the driveway kind of comes here, and this is where that big bay window, the arch bay window was, and you asked where the front door was, so it's actually back here, and then the porch is here. So we're filling in the corner of the building here. It's pretty straightforward. There is an existing flat roof, which is part of the porch and also part of an enclosed area. So we are extending that flat roof across the back of the house. The shingles are going to match the existing shingles. The existing windows are being removed from the existing part of that enclosed porch, and they're being replaced with new. So that is, I think this is the dominant side elevation where you could see the continuation of the flat roof. And you know, the idea is to continue the fascia, continue the flat roof, and then when you get to the back here, this is actually not drawn exactly correctly. This in reality, this fascia here should be in line with this fascia. So this gable actually has a little flat roof at the end of it. So that's going to marry nicely together with our new flat roof. You could see it. You could see that right here in this picture. So this gable actually has a flat roof, and here's the existing flat roof. So we're going to continue this flat roof, and everything should marry up nicely here.
Besides, you should draw it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You have all
That's
three
minor.
sides of it? Yeah,
That's
all
minor.
three sides.
I like how that roof you kind of clean up that side, extending that flat roof around that edge. Seems to work a little bit better.
Can you please correct that roof on the front elevation drawing though and resubmit it to the town?
Yes, yes, we will.
Okay, Vladimir, the next meeting is January 18th.
Okay.
All right.
Can
Oh, maybe it's
No?
return.
Okay.
he do it? And Submit it before
Can
the
you
end of the.
submit it by the end of the meeting? And just email me the change?
Can you just take a pen on that drawing and somehow email it to Daisy or something, or show it to us?
Yeah,
He needs those.
how many more, how long do you
Five.
think the meeting's gonna last?
I don't know, we have four other applications.
Okay, yeah, I'll make it happen and I'll email Daisy.
Okay,
And we don't wanna make you come back, but you gotta fix it.
That'd be great. I'll do it right now.
okay.
That's unfortunate when they could just draw it on there before. Like,
Am I dismissed?
Yeah, you can just, unshare your screen so the next person can come on.
Got it, okay.
Okay. So the next one is Tim Leonard.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Daisy.
Hi, Tim.
Ready for a share screen?
Yes.
All right. Actually, I don't want to share that one first. I want to share something else. So you all know where this property is. This is right along Quaker Road here. This is the duck pond. And the house, the one-story house you see in the back here is the project we're working on. Some of the neighboring houses is this one. I think that's a Tudor house up behind the trees there. And the neighbor house here is kind of a colonial with a front porch on it, or kind of a Dutch colonial with a front porch. That house actually sits much more forward than where our project house is back here. Just so you know, like what part of the house we're going to be working on. It's the right-hand side of the house as you see it from the road. So from Quaker Street here, it's a pretty long driveway, kind of going up along I guess it's the northern side or western side of the duck pond. And the area highlighted in the pink here is where we're going to be adding a second floor addition. There's currently a 1.5 story section back in this little square over here. And we also would like to add a little front porch. So for the purpose of what we're calling front, side, and rear, because you drive up to the house, even though this side faces the road, this side here is actually the front. The front door is here, and that's the existing footprint. There's really no change in the footprint at all other than the front porch. And there's, on the first floor here, it's only this area here that we're touching and putting a column or two. I'm also changing a uncentered picture window with a boxed out picture window to give it a little more character on this facade. And then upstairs, this area here is where there's currently a low pitched roof with no low knee walls. Here you see the knee walls are right here. So there's a very small area to stand up in here, and the bathroom's super tight. So we want to gain some floor area by, building more fully on top of this. We'll do a new stairway and build a room over here above this study bath area that will actually give this bedroom a view of the duck pond, because from right now you can't even see the pond from the second floor. And it's a pretty nice view from up there. So before and after front elevation. So this is what they currently have. You can see the photograph, just kind of a odd overhang that consists, I guess you could call that an overhang or a covering of the front door anyway, but it's pretty minimal. This doesn't have much character to it. This is the 1.5 story section. It was built in the 80s. And this is kind of an awkward cricket roof that's built in here. We want to raise all of that up to create something more like this. where we'll have a nice covered entry with a metal roof, the boxed out window with a metal roof. The area in the back part that's currently 1.5 stories, I utilized some knee walls to keep the eaves down at a 5.5 foot knee wall, and then raised up the shed dormers that you'll see on the other elevations to the full 8 foot. And we get now a more substantial roof in between these two gables. And on the south side of this roof is where they can have some future solar panels. So this is actually a full 2-story gable here. All the existing windows are going to remain. The new windows will be similar to what's existing. They have simulated divided lights in them. And then going around or walking around now to the duck pond side, I guess you would call it, which is the east. This is what you see right now is existing, and we're leaving all of this section as is. The second floor addition will have the 2 east-facing windows here with the view of the duck pond. This is beyond. You're seeing the little porch project out, the little box window. Here are the knee wall eaves of the room beyond, and the higher eave, which aligns with these eaves. And that's a little bit of a transitional piece from this 2-story space. I added a little bump out in that bedroom that will be like a desk area to kind of transition that height down to the lower roof here. Walking around the other side of the house. This is my favorite side of the house. I actually think this is pretty cute the way it is. And there's an on-grade patio in here where the family spends the majority of their outside time. So I was concerned about raising walls too high on this elevation. And that's why I came up with this to keep a 5.5 foot knee wall here, and even here. And then the shed dormers are at the 8 foot section here with the windows centered in between. And I actually left this little bit of shed roof here because I thought it kind of finished out that massing nicely, transitioning down to the patio that's over here. All of this is existing and will remain there. And here's kind of the views of that back side of the house. So the house gets a lot of sun, but it's not getting sun in the right direction to catch solar. So this is actually the area here that would have a shingled roof on it facing due south, and would be a perfect area to put some panels on if we choose to do so down the road. This is that kind of the back view of that section. There's the existing 1.5 stories with the low ceilings in it. And here's what we'd be doing to that back with some plenty of south-facing windows to bring lots of light into these rooms. And that's our area potentially for the solar panels. And this is the area here where that little bump out transitions. That'll have a little shingle roof over it. And I put a little window in it because it would be a perfect little desk area in that bedroom. Like I said, all the windows are going to have simulated divided lights and simulated check rails to make them look like double hungs, even though they're going to be casements. And the color of the house is going to change from this kind of soft yellow to more pure white all around, the trim, the shingles, everything. But it will be all cedar shingles to kind of match the material that's there now. That's it.
What are the rules on solar? You know, talk a lot about solar, and some people don't always think it's very beautiful facing their house on somebody else's house. Are there any rules for that? No, people do whatever they want. You know, even there was discussion when, you know, the store in town put them up and they were not so attractive.
Yeah.
But they can do whatever they want. Comment?
I like it. It's a nice.
And my only comment is on the north elevation. You know, you do a great job, and you've got some different windows and some box windows and bays and kind of the earrings on the, you know, of the shutters on the double window. Is there any way you can treat that window differently? I see you've treated other square windows differently in the house.
So how did I know this was going to come up? I had drawn it without shutters, and frankly, it looks too bland to us. So in this exception, because there are shutters on every single other window facing east and south, you know, actually, I'm sorry, just this facade and this facade was all shutters. I thought, why would we not have shutters? It does fill up the space a bit. I know it's not authentic, but this is one of those exceptions where I feel it belongs there.
You didn't look at any trim around it or something?
I'm not gonna make massive trim around one window that changes it from all the other windows. I'd rather just have two appropriately height size shutters, you know, attached where they're supposed to be, rather than adding something else. I like the actual change in color also, that it just, it kind of, to me, it does actually blend in this particular case. What upsets me more about this is that the windows aren't centered and I can't fix it. So, so I'd be more upset about that than the shutters in this case.
You could split the windows.
The bed is right here. They can't, and there's a bathroom over there. You can't fix it.
Yeah, did you look on the upper floor of separating those two windows instead of ganging them together?
Yeah, but I think it's better to emphasize that that these windows are centered on this gable,
Yeah.
rather than emphasize that they're not centered over these, honestly. It's a
Yeah,
better
that's-
solution.
yeah, I see you've done it on both sides, so.
Exactly. I figured this, this is gonna be, your eye is gonna now come into here anyway, so there's a big tree over here, so it's, you see right here, that tree's not going anywhere, so to me, it's minimal. And probably the better solution to keep the shutters.
You believe that, or is that what your client wants?
That's me.
Okay. Okay, you're approved.
All right, I'm gonna share one more thing with you, Robert.
I
Hold
agree
on
with
one
Bob
second.
on the shutters on that. I'll agree with you on the shutters, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you do authentic work, it's not authentic. I'm
Hold on
sorry,
one
is there
second.
something else you wanted to show us?
Yeah, hold on, I'm trying to find it. That's just for you.
What is that? Where is that?
That's outstanding.
I saw this, I'm showing that to Robert, he's gonna love it.
I love it.
Multiple mistakes in one shutter, there you go.
All right, that's what they'll put on my gravestone.
The sconces will go right through the.
Your
right through
grave,
the
your
window
headstone will be a
pane.
big shutter. Thank you, guys, have a good night.
You too.
I see you.
Next one is 283 Woodward. Choose. Hi, Frank.
Hi, how are you, Daisy? Everybody, Happy New Year, by the way. I'm here tonight with Laura Brewer, 283 Millwood Road. You ready for, I can share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, did it come up?
Yep.
Okay. So, what we're doing here, currently the house is a two-story house. I'll just go into some house photos first, just to show you. So this is the front of the house, on Millwood Road. This would be the right side where we're doing some work. Actually, this open porch here, we're proposing to fill that in. Here's the back shot of that porch. We're gonna, fill that in. And we're proposing to bump out, this portion of the kitchen, 7 feet. And this would be the other side, the fourth side of the, the garage. So going back to my drawings now. So this is where the work is going to be proposed in here. This is that existing open porch onto a one-story family room with a cathedral ceiling. This would be, a one-story bump out, which is built over, the existing terrace, stone terrace. So we're not really disrupting any earth with excavation. Just, we do have to break up the terrace and excavate there, but we're not upsetting any other footprint of this house. Currently, this is the Audubon Society on this side, and we have some neighboring properties here. So this would be the Audubon. This is our property. I can get in a little closer for you. That would help. So right here is that little open porch where we'll be working on. We're keeping the roof. We'll have our little addition in here. And these are the other neighboring houses which I've taken photographs. This particular house, 284, is very difficult to see. But I kind of got in the bushes. That's this one here. Which is turns on its side, and then this is the one on the corner, Joan Drive, and this is the one on Woodmill Road, which fronts Millwood Road on the side of that particular house. All right. So now I will go back to my drawing. So here's floor plan. The bottom of the page is the rear of the property. So right now you come into this room and there's a little recessed door to step onto this open porch. The brewer's family is growing. Having spent a lot of time, both spouses are working from home during COVID. There was the question of needed additional living space, so it came up to maybe grab this footprint for the open porch and use it every day, so to speak, rather than just on the nicer days. And then at the same time, the kitchen's getting a little tight. Where there's a bay window, we're proposing to pull the bay off and bump it out a little bit so we can get a kitchen table and still have room for circulation. Expand the cabinetry along the corner here. Have a French sliding door to get to this patio, and that's reflected here in this elevation. So you can see the dotted line is the bay window, which is coming off. Pulling this addition out 7 feet with a shed roof, so to speak. On this side is where we would have a window over the counter. Also on this side of the built-in porch, which is now a TV room, family area. Again, there'd be a single, glass French door with simulated divided lights there as well. And in the back would be, a picture window to capture, the view of the yard. Laura Brewer had asked me, Frank, I really am concerned about looking out the back of the house. What can we do there? So we offered to put a fixed picture window flanked by double hungs to mimic, mimic the existing windows. I didn't do an elevation of the other side. It's just pretty much straightforward. We go to the house photos. I'm basically just filling that in with a wall. There are no windows proposed in that area. And the reason being is that in this room, you come in, we're going to widen this opening so we center the opening onto this big Palladian window, so to speak. We have a window on this wall. This is opening up. There'll be a slight stepping down. A window here, a door here. There really is, the flat wall. It's the only wall really left. And that's where we propose some custom built-in TV bookshelf units would be. We're currently going for a variance. We're on the agenda for a variance for 10 feet. This is a pre-existing non-conforming situation, and we're seeking, 10-foot approval on that. The setback line.
He's filling the porch.
And that's basically it. All the materials would match the existing vinyl siding, the trim, and all the details would carry over.
Is the porch roof remaining? Like you're literally just filling in the sides and.
Yes, it's remaining, and we're gonna support it and build walls up to the undersides of the existing girders.
I wonder if, I don't know if you ever worked or presented to this board before, but you do need to have all elevations. You can't just decide not to include one, even though we seem to understand what you're doing.
Okay, that's noted. I thought you could get the gist of it.
But this is our contract with you. This is what the building department's gonna hold you accountable for. So if there's no drawing, we don't know. comments in? So I think
pretty
comments, you want him to submit, I mean, we're not gonna hold up his approval, but he should probably submit this elevation.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so you should submit it out, we're not gonna hold you up, we're gonna approve you. But we would like you to submit the elevation looking at, you know, the filling in of the deck on the end.
That can be done.
The right side elevation.
The right side or
Yeah,
the south side.
It's pretty straightforward project.
Yes, it is, and really, you know, nothing is seen from the, you know, neighboring properties, the Audubon, it's all woods, you know, in this particular area. And, you know, the way it's situated on the road, and they do have a fence across the property. You know, it's very difficult to see anything there, but again, there's so much fenestration in all the other places. We really need that one wall, you know, to build,
Big window, big arch window.
TV.
Yeah, we also frown on blank walls, but there is a big window there, so.
There is. On that elevation, it's not a blank wall, it's a wall that's, you know, I mean, it's, this wall would have this big window in, which is centered on the
Yeah.
gable.
Right, but you're filling in a blank wall.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you can please submit that elevation to Daisy, we'll approve you.
Okay, so it's approved with that condition.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Looks like a nice little project.
Okay, yes, it's gonna make a big difference.
And thank you, good luck.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Frank.
All right,
Good
bye-bye.
night.
Good night.
That is 2021.
Says you can't see it.
Hi, Mary.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
On the screen. Okay. Okay, let's see. So get through the paperwork. Okay, so this house is on Commodore Road. It is surrounded by a stream. The entire house is within the wetlands buffer area. So they wanted to add a little more room. The only way to do it, actually, we had done a piece a few years back expanding a garage and building a playroom over it. They wanted to expand a bedroom, so we did it on the second story over the existing, so that we didn't need another wetlands variance. This is the view. So, I mean, it's actually a large piece of property. It just happens to be in the middle of the stream. This is the neighbor to one side. This is the neighbor across the street. And this is the neighbor to the other side. So this is the existing house. Excuse me. So what we had added was this garage, which was in line with a one-car garage. We expanded it. We had some existing pavement there, so we actually got it through wetlands. And when we did the second story, we did shed dormers to expand the area. We connected to this little dormer. What the new project is to add to this side, to add shed dormers, and then to bring this shed dormer across, kind of infilling between these two dormers, which actually I think helps. So just to give you a look at the existing, this was the earlier addition, the little shed dormers, and this is where we're adding on, and we're actually doing a small push out on this, the upper area of this gable in order to get some more space. Kind of looking around right now, there's a single dormer on the back or on the side. On the back, it's a little funky. There's kind of this recessed spot to give a window back here. This was a dormer that was done earlier, kind of pushing out a bathroom, and this is kind of the inspiration of what we're going to do on the front. Pushing out with brackets on the side. So this is the existing rear. This is going around the other side. So, okay, let me get a little smaller now. Okay, so here is the existing, well, wait a minute, no. Yeah, okay, so this is actually the existing bedroom upstairs is this room. So it's pretty constrained, and what you can't see from the plan is between the eaves on the side and the eaves on this side, there's a lot of unused space because of the heights. So what we're looking to do is expand it in order to, if my pictures are in your way, I'm trying to move these guys away. How do you do that? All right, so by pushing out in the front and then also on the side, we get a larger bedroom. And then we're tucking in, we're making a little bit larger laundry and putting in a kid's bath right here. Down below, we have to do some structure to hold it all up. But in the front, what it does is it allows us to kind of build the, a similar shed dormer area that we have on the garage, build it out with some big brackets. We have 4 of them. We're matching the simulated divided light windows, the dormers with the details, and then we're connecting those existing little dormers in the front, which I think actually helps a lot. It's a section. This is the other side, which is untouched. This is the back. So instead of that weird recess, we're kind of building it out. Here's the shed dormer. The window is off center. We have issues with the chimney, whatever. And then this is the other side. Oh, well, actually here, so here you can see, this is our cantilevered second floor with the big brackets, similar to what we have on that existing back dormer now. So that'll be the front elevation.
Is there one coming?
Is that just a decoration trim or what is the on the right side?
Mary, on the right elevation, what's on the side of the triplicate windows? That's some sort of wide trim, is that a drawing error or what?
The right elevation here.
Yeah, on the left and right of that triplicate window, what is that?
So, I mean, this is shingle. This is the,
No, and is it a
Is it a
shutter?
shutter? It looks like it's a white board with something drawn through it, I don't know, like a
these are
lantern.
shutters. These are existing.
No.
Those are
Here and here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
get to the picture.
Yeah, could you, we don't have the pictures. Ah,
Let's see.
maybe it's just
Yeah,
a drawing.
I
error.
see it.
So it's just regular shutters.
Yeah.
Right, so they're the
Existing.
shutters
They're
are the same
existing.
detail. They're existing.
Okay.
No, I think it cleans it up. Some of the little nooks and crannies in that area. It's nice.
You know, that, I mean, that was, you know, the, part of-
Unfinished almost.
Right.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Approved.
okay, thank you. Night.
Good night.
Good progress today. Famous last words. Yeah.
Next
guys.
application is 89 Hilltop, Philip is on. Phil, I don't have the pictures, are they, oh, they're in the plan?
They're in the plan, it's all on one.
Okay, got it.
Second page.
Yeah.
Let me try and share my screen.
That thing is built now, right?
Is it?
I was there on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it looked
great.
I'm sure it was fine.
Pretty interesting house. It's like a, I'll call it postmodern. So the client, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So the owner approached me because first and foremost, they're installing a geothermal system in the backyard, well, which will require dry wells in the backyard. So because the site falls off, they basically have to be located under the existing deck. So the existing deck has to be demolished out. And if you have a look at if I show you the site plan, it's a series of 3 round decks, I guess from about 20 years old. It's the shape was chosen to follow the rounded family room window. And it's deteriorated. It's a very early sort of composite material. So that's sort of what triggered off the entire the process for the client, because it has to go. They've got a separate application open, and when, I guess in the spring, which is now, they will need to have access to the area under the deck to dig the wells. I believe 4 wells, and so the whole thing needs to be cleared. So when they're going to rebuild, they would like to rebuild a new design that meets their needs. I believe they moved into the house maybe 2 years ago. So what we are proposing is, I will go to the plan on page 103, is a more rationalized orthogonal deck, reduced in size somewhat. I mean, the old one is almost like 1,200. It's very large. But the main deck being off the existing kitchen area of the house to replace where I was showing the photo, with a pergola. So the product that we would like to use is a pergola roof system, which is a nice, minimal, modern black frame pergola with louvers that can open and close. and it has an integrated drainage system for when they're closed. It's electric. They will not be getting any screens or any of the features. They can be added. They're pretty costly, frankly, but the pergola itself will sit on top of this deck. It will, I think it's going to add a little bit of privacy because the houses in this part of the site, this part of Chappaqua along Hilltop, are sort of bunched up together pretty closely. So 85 Hilltop, basically floating above this house, very close. I guess they were sited this way. This house has recently done some construction. I'm not sure if you reviewed that, but they're sited close to each other, I think, because of the lay of the land, because of the hill. So, and I think the style in particular is really suitable to the design of the house. It's what I would call, I guess, postmodern, really sort of large, black, boxy sort of structure. So we're really adding the two decks. We're keeping this a round deck. We call it a cocktail deck because there's doors on this existing facade. So they need to act. We'd like them to access a deck. And I mean, just because of the size, it's in many ways, I think, a little challenging. But I think it's an improvement on the existing brown early 2000s composite material, which really doesn't seem to suit the house at all. The rounded shape, I think, is very challenging to build. I think it ends up.
Is this custom made or is this a catalog product that gets adapted, or what is it?
Excuse me?
Is this custom built or is this a catalog product that gets adapted to its site?
This will be custom built as per the dimensions. So it will be 12 by 18. And I think it will look good not being attached to the house. I think it's sort of a nice freestanding product, because it's sort of also in that section that the house has had an addition at some stage, so it gets a little messy in this area. But the other thing that we'll be doing is we're proposing to do is an existing fireplace, gas fireplace off this kitchen, and series of 2 French doors, but actually there's no window here, and it's very dark, and it's a strange space in that it's very large and dark. So we'll rework this area to add, to remove the fireplace, put a French door in the middle, 2 windows to the side, and another window here, to create a more symmetrical entry into this area. The table, and this is just sort of the scale, but and then so that's the plan. And then downstairs, currently, off in the lower section, we have this is sort of what it looks like now. It's a 2-way stair coming off, a lot of underdeck world going on. Back here are some oil tanks which are getting removed. It's a very sort of utilitarian area. It's not really finished. There's a door here. It's but the client really, I mean, the site is quite nice. It overlooks. It drops down. It's a lot of mature trees. So we'd like to. The client would like to install a hot tub in that bottom section on a little deck that would be an e-pay jacuzzi, and it would be recessed down. So here's a section. It would be recessed down and sitting, so it'd be flush with that little deck. I think that nice to have.
Access the house.
Rather than just-
I think that a railing even access the house better.
All right.
Oh,
Is there a question?
we're going to try and terraform in such a way to avoid potentially putting in a railing. I mean, the site drops off sort of a little more gradually in that location. But the idea is being that you're sitting in the hot tub and you're sort of in nature amongst the trees, and it's sort of integrated into the landscape. And like once you're down in the hot tub, you sort of look out onto the valley there, and we'll screen off this area that will cover that we'll use for storage in this. I guess if I show you on the plan, the little PVC screen just in that section. To access a little bit of covered storage here. And then this path is really kept minimal to just be able to circulate from the driveway to the door to where the existing media room is, and then down onto the jacuzzi deck, and
No, I think it looks good. I think the design, I like this design better than the original design.
It's a little challenging because it's just so much area to deal with. So I think it has to be sort of minimal in a sense to be executable. But I think we studied a lot of different iterations, and I think I like it. Sounds like you guys like it.
Yeah, I think the railings fit better. I think the railings for the old seem to be more traditional tech railings. This seems to be more in tune with the style of the house. Looks good. It'll be a nice addition.
It looks very nice. Jonathan?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, you're approved. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
All right.
The one person coming back with the.
Vladimir?
Oh, you might have just email it to.
That's fine, too.
No, I think he knew to come back.
Who's Jonathan Wallstrom?
That's the homeowner.
Oh, yeah.
He said he was gonna email it to you.
Yeah, but he also asked how long we were gonna wait. I thought he was gonna come back. Jonathan?
Yes,
Do you know if Vladimir is ready?
I do not know. I've just been watching. I wasn't really invited even to this meeting. I just wanted to see how things were going.
Okay.
I think he can send it to you. It seems
Yeah,
close to it.
okay.
It's pretty minimal.
All right, I will email him to just email me the plan, but it's been approved. Okay? Jonathan?
Thank you.
Okay, no
thank you.
problem. All right, bye-bye.
Okay.